Again, saw a very interesting article on Before It's News. You might want to take a look at it. There's not a lot to read. Supreme Court to consider banning concealed weapons. Now, what's really fascinating about this article is one of the reasons that it appears that they're going to be in a position to consider it is that two states, I guess Illinois and Colorado, they're in opposition with each other with respect to their understanding of the Second Amendment. So it looks now like the Supreme Court's going to have to get involved and, rule on whether or not American citizens are allowed to carry concealed weapons. Now, what's really fascinating about this, well, there's a number of things that are fascinating, but typically it takes years and years and years and years before the Supreme Court hears anything, let alone something that just surfaced. A perfect example of that is that it took, 3 or 4 years before they'd even consider hearing what Dr. Orly Tates had been able to assemble on Bozo, And we all know what happened with that one. Nothing. But they're going to rule on this, and I got to feel that they're going to rule in favor of the administration. And the reason I feel they're going to rule in favor of the administration is that I'm firmly convinced that the Chicago machinery has all kinds of stuff that they found out on a lot of these Supreme Court justices. One of the things, too, that really concerns me is Chief Justice Roberts. He's prone to seizures, from what I've read, and he takes a certain kind of medication. And that medication can cause him to become less than clear thinking, How could we have a Supreme Court justice that's taking medication that can fog his mind? Does that make any sense to you? Certainly doesn't make any sense to me. That might explain why he ruled the way he ruled on Obamacare. Huh? Speaking about Obamacare, how come it's still being funded? How come the Speaker, John Boehner, doesn't just turn off the tap? That's all he's got to do. Stop funding it, Johnny. Yeah. It's a joke. They all play a game. They all enrich themselves, and they all sacrifice us. That's what they do. And I believe that the Supreme Court's going to rule in favor of the administration. And the only ones that are going to be able to carry concealed are the bad guys and the bad guys. Yeah, no, I didn't stutter. The bad guys, meaning the crooks and the bad guys in our government. The only ones that are going to be able to carry the bad guys and the bad guys. The rest of us, we're going to become what's known as cannon fodder, you know what I mean? Target practice. They're not going to have to use those cutouts. They can just shoot at us, which is what I think is going to happen real soon.